Hi everyone, welcome back to my show. Hope everybody's break was good. This week I am joined by my friend Hollan Bates. She's a junior here at Bellarmine studying psychology, and she's also on the cheer team here. Thanks for joining me today.
No problem.
Over the winter break, Hollan actually studied abroad in Munich, Germany, and Paris, France in cuisine and culture. That was the class you took, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, she had a great time. How is it adjusting back to being in the U.S.? I mean, that's a big time change. So how's it been adjusting?
Well, it is 6 hours ahead, and getting back so late and then moving back in the next day. All last week I was exhausted and was waking up at 3 in the morning because my body thought that it was 9. So it's definitely difficult to get adjusted.
And you were over there for how many days? 10?
Yes, 10 days.
Cool. And then you went to a lot of cool places. I saw some pictures. What were a couple of your favorite places that you got to visit while you were there?
I loved seeing the Eiffel Tower, of course. In the Louvre. And then in Germany, we went to a castle that was in the town of Fusen. I don't know how to pronounce the castle.
Okay.
My German didn't get much better over there. But
did you get to learn anything in German?
I learned a few food words.
Okay,
just kind of
words, of course.
Yes, but the castle was probably one of my favorite things that we did. It was an all day. We hiked up the mountain, and then we took pictures and then hiked back down and had lunch in the little village.
How long was that walk, that hike?
It was only about 30 minutes. It looked a lot worse than it actually was.
Good. Yeah, that's super cool. I mean, not everybody gets the opportunity to go, especially through Bellarmine, so that's super cool. But today I kind of just wanted to really get to know the big differences between the U.S. and Europe. So since this was a food class basically and culture class, I guess we'll start with what was the biggest differences in food and restaurants over there than it is here?
Over there in Germany, instead of just getting a glass of water for free, it came in a glass bottle and it was €4, which is almost $5 US. And so we went over budget the first day just because we all ordered water. We just weren't used to having to actually pay for water. But then in Paris, they did have tap water, so you could get that at no charge. So that was a relief. But there's also no ice cubes.
So it's room temp water?
Yes, room temperature.
Did the water taste okay?
It tasted fine.
Just regular
Yeah, at that point
water?
we were all so thirsty that anything tasted fine.
Is it true that whenever you go over there, sometimes wine will be free, but water isn't? Or
it wasn't exactly free, but it was definitely cheaper.
That's crazy that wine is cheaper than water.
Yes.
Over there. What was your favorite food that you tried over there?
I liked all of the desserts and the sweet pastries. My favorite thing, we tried this. It was basically a waffle, but it had a bunch of different toppings on it, and they made it right in front of you.
Sounds really good.
It was delicious.
That sounds really good. Did you learn to cook anything while you were there?
No.
Or was it more of just?
It was more of just noting the differences and learning about their traditional meals versus our traditional meals and how their grocery stores and supermarkets are compared to ours.
Yeah, well, if you want to go into how their grocery stores are different than ours, because I feel that's a big difference.
So we were all surprised. One of our activities, it was to go to a few different markets and grocery stores. And so we all were used to getting carts, and they don't really have carts. They have a few little baskets, but mostly when people go to a grocery store, they know the few things that they're going to get, and they take their own bags. Okay. And so if you don't have your bags, you have to pay for them. So a few times, we were caught without bags, so we had to buy, or we just all had to carry it out.
Carry all this stuff. And I'm guessing their portions of grocery sizes is smaller than over here, because if you go to Kroger or something, everyone has carts full.
Yeah, there was no family size anything, or they were all just almost single servings of different things.
That's really interesting.
And they have so many more fresh food options, and they have fresh juice. As soon as you walk into the store, you can squeeze it yourself with. And so they have so many different just options like that in every single grocery store. That's
really fun. Did they have self-checkout?
No.
That's an American thing, I
guess.
guess.
They didn't have self-checkout, but a lot of the people checking out, they were sitting down.
That I would love for that to be a thing here.
So
working retail would love to sit.
Yeah, so that was definitely different.
Do they have like restaurants over there that they have here, like a McDonald's? They have like Starbucks.
They did have Starbucks, and they had McDonald's. They also had KFC.
Did you go?
We did go to McDonald's one day, and you had to order something that you wouldn't really order, that you couldn't order here. And so I ordered like spicy chicken nuggets.
I wish those were here. That would be awesome.
And they were good. They just tasted more fresh. It didn't taste like
fake.
Yes. And then they also, again, once you got your drink, there was no ice in it. It was just completely filled up with whatever like Coke product that you wanted.
I saw a picture that you took of the Starbucks that you went to, that really fancy one. Do you want to talk about that?
That was so cool. And whenever my friends mentioned it, I didn't know. I was like, oh, it's just a Starbucks. And they're like, no, it's like a special Starbucks. And so I was like, we have to go check it out. It was crazy inside. It was, I mean, like huge ceilings. It was so grand. Like when you walked in, it was not like you were walking into a Starbucks.
Yeah.
But
I had a picture of it. It's really cool.
It was so pretty, and it was so busy too. But they didn't have like mobile order there, which like makes sense, but also it just would be so much more efficient. Just because
wait in a long line.
It was pretty long, but they also had a lot more drinks than we had here.
Oh really?
They had oh gosh, it was
was it something that we have here?
No, it was almost like a holiday version.
Oh, cool.
It was a hot chocolate, but it was like almost like a waffle and
fun.
pecan flavored hot chocolate.
You like it?
It was good. It was different.
Also, I know that you were there over like New Year's Eve. And that's also crazy because you were there and it was already 2023, and back here it was like 2022. So that's weird. But how was like celebrating like the New Year there? Like I know it's probably different than here as well.
It was crazy. We didn't know what to expect. We thought that we were going to just a fireworks show, but it turned out that the fireworks show was not put on by the city. It was just put on by a bunch of like pedestrians just walking the street. And so we were all kind of like scrambling throughout like downtown.
Just fireworks shooting around the roads.
Yes, they were shooting off like on the sidewalks, and it was And at the time, it like was midnight, and we were running through the train station. I like didn't even realize that like there was no big ball drop or no big. They had just been shooting off fireworks for like 2 hours at this point on the sidewalks. They threw some down the train station.
Oh, good.
It was crazy, and like police were out and just nothing. They weren't stopping anybody. It was just kind of normal, which was not the same here.
Yeah, not at all. And then I guess one of the last things that we could talk about that's different is transportation. You mentioned a train station. Were you using the train a lot? Did you like get like a taxi, or like were you walking?
We walked a lot. On average, we walked over like 12 miles a day. And so, but we would take, in Munich, we took like the metro, which is like just underground like subway, and we would get tickets for that. But it was weird because they don't check for your tickets. It's more of a like an honor system.
Oh, okay.
And so we always, they provided the tickets for us, so we always, and like one ticket was good for 5 people.
Oh.
So you just kind of stayed in groups, but they never actually, they would occasionally come by and check, apparently, but never did we see anybody checking tickets.
Interesting.
And then we rode first class on a train from Germany to France.
Did you get anything special because it was first class?
You had like a table in front of you and like a comfier seat, but you still had to, they had a restaurant and like bar, and so you could still go and order lunch, but nothing was like brought to you.
Well, cool, yeah. I bet your feet were hurting.
They
were miles.
Yes.
Did you forget how to drive when you got home? I feel like if I was like not driving for 10 days, I would just forget a little bit.
It was a little weird. I was coming back here, and I have like a stop sign at the end of my street, and I just was out of my neighborhood, and I was like, did I stop at that stop sign? I was like, I don't remember. I think I did. Like, you would think it's just kind of like riding a bike. You just do it, but definitely was weird. Luckily, they all drive on like the same side of the road
as we do.
Oh, okay. So that was helpful.
Okay, good. Well, I guess that's all. I'm glad. Oh, actually, really fast. Do you have any tips for anybody that's watching that would like to also study abroad?
100% I say to do it. It can be overwhelming, but it was worth it, and I wish I could have stayed longer. Just definitely reach out to like our study abroad program, and then also I did it through a KEYS program, which is just basically all schools in Kentucky. They have a ton of different programs, and all the directors are so awesome, but definitely recommend it.
Cool. Well, thank you for joining me. That was super fun. Glad you had a good time. But thank you all for tuning in. I will see you guys next week.